What's up, people? It's me, it's your boy, Power, Love, Self, or Die. And I just want to say this today, all right? I'm going to get this shit off my chest because me and my people's been talking about policies. And I said to him, I was sitting looking at the word one day like, policy. Man, this wasn't even about a week ago. And I said, policy. So I went, I'm going to go look it up. I said, policy is the same word as police. And I truly believe that it's BS with the policies. It's all really police because you need something to enforce the policies that are driven for the people. Excuse me, if you don't understand what I mean by driven, but that are made for the people. Now check this out. And I'm talking about the people of my kind. But let's go into the definition of policy real fast. Let me get here. I just want to read it off to y'all so you don't think I'm bullshit. But let's go into their Webster's dictionary or whatever other dictionary. I'm gonna go to Google. Here we go. Policy definition. Policy definition, the definition of policy, a course of principle of action adopted or proposed by a government, party, business, or individual. I said to myself, damn, policy is police. Policy is police. The E, if you take off the E on policy, if you take off the Y on policy and put an E on it, it turns into police. Now, you got my definition of policy. Let me give you the definition of police. See, it's a word game. America always played a word game with these words they use to keep people under control, to keep people under the gun. All right? And okay, we got police definition. The civil force of a nation or local government responsible for the prevention and detection of crime and the maintenance of public order. You got these two definitions, okay? It deals with government, period. And when you're dealing with government, you got to know that the government wants to keep people in line and keep people lost and keep people eating from them, okay? Simply meaning, if you get anything in the U.S., the government has the education system. The government is the God of the U.S. of A. For those who lean on the government and look at the government like they are the superiors. Not saying that they aren't superior, but where I come from and the way I think that the people are the superior. And some people who think that they are the superior sometimes looks and they lean on the government so much that they give away their power and they give it to the government, so the government becomes superior to them. So with those definitions that I read to you all, we see that police and policy is the same, if you ask me. Policy and police is words that have been played by the government because actually it's the gun. Can you understand what I'm saying? You can have all the policies you want. You can have all the policies you want. But when it comes to the whole big thing of it, it comes to police. Because the police hold the gun. They want us to believe that we have policies. Okay, the policies exist if we abide by them. If we live by them. But if we don't live by the policy and we decide that we want to go against the policy, they bring the gun. You know why? Because the gun is more powerful than the policies. The gun is more powerful than your votes. The gun is the true ruler of this nation. The gun, whether it's a nuclear joint that shoots the nuclear missile, it's just a bigger gun. You know what I'm saying? All the policies used to keep my people in this revolving circle of destruction is nothing other than the gun. Because once we decide to go outside the policy and break the rules of the policies or the laws, they use the gun. That's just it. That's just it. There's nothing more powerful than the gun. And they can say whatever they want to say. There's nothing more powerful than shedding blood to get the attention of those who won't follow the laws that you have made. And let me just break this down for an example. If me and you have a written paper that says, me and you made a deal, and this is our policy, this is our paper, or whatever, you know, this is our policy, this is our deal, our paper, or whatever the case is, and I say, and you say, well, you want to change something in the policy, and I say, well, no, motherfucker, we not changing nothing in this policy, or this document, or whatever the case is. We not changing nothing. This is how it's going to be. And you like, nah, we want to change a couple things because boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, man, we got a year left before we can do all that. But all of a sudden, the policies ain't working for the party that you hold. And you want out of this, you want out of this policy. Okay? If you had the gun and you murdered me or got me murdered or whatever, the policy ends because the other party is dead. There is no policy no more. And I get to take over and do the policy the way I want to do it or whatever. But this is how much more powerful the gun is than it is with paperwork. Paperwork is just what it is. Paperwork. It doesn't override the gun. And some of us are very confused with that. Some of us want to believe that the government or Whitey is going to just be like, yo, we're equal here. We're not equal here. We are up against the gun. This is why the black youth holds the gun. The black youth that's holding the guns. Or it was better to put guns in their hands and confuse them. But if they have guns in their hands and they're all thinking on the right direction, then the government would be fucked up. You see what I'm saying? So the government knew that if the government carried guns, I'm going to just say this, the rulers of this land knew that if they brought in the gun, they knew that the guns would get into the hands of the unruly, of those who want to overthrow the law. They knew that the guns would get in their hands and they would one day use the guns to overthrow the policies. So they had to make police. You see what I'm saying? Because without police, policy wouldn't stand nowhere. Only the gun would stand. It's just the gun. That's just it. You can make all these laws that you want to, but once you break them, or once you decide you want to change the law, or once you decide you want to do something other than law, there's going to be somebody that comes down from the top seat and say, you can't change that. What you going to do about it? What? Gun. I don't care if you was Bruce Lee, the baddest fighter in the world. You could eat bullets. There's a gun out there for you that will end you. That's just it. That's just it. And the end is the end. First of all, I want to say this. There's nothing more powerful than the gun. I don't care how much knowledge you got. The gun will shoot the knowledge out of your fucking brains. How about that? How about the gun is the most powerfulest thing right now, man? I only say that because if the gun is in the hands of those who are in power, then they're going to keep power. That's it. That's just it. We're not going to get free from voting. That's not going to happen. You can vote all you want. This is what's going to happen. You get the wrong person in office, and if he's really doing damage, the motherfuckers that run this motherfucker is going to send somebody with the gun. It all boils down to the gun. You know what I'm saying? G-U-N, nigga. So you niggas need to wake up. You need to wake the fuck up. There is no, I don't give a fuck how much money you got. If I come with the gun and end you, your money is going some fucking where. There's no need for no money no more for you because you're dead. You're fucking dead, son. The war is the war. It is what it is. The revolution is televised. And the revolution been going on because they've been slaughtering niggas since. You just getting to see it now because they got the smartphones and they got the YouTube and they got all these things. You're able to see the slaughtering of black people all over the motherfucking country, nationwide, all over the world. And then you ask yourself, why do they want the blacks dead? Why? Why? Yeah, there's going to be some white people that say they're savage, they're unruly, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that. But you got to look at the motherfuckers who run this shit. The motherfuckers that run this shit was unruly and savage as well. We only learned savage and unruly from those who run this shit. It was the gun that took over the Indians. When they had spears and, not spears, but arrows, whatever the case is. It was the guns, man. It was the guns. It was the guns, man. I want y'all to understand that we are at war, okay? We are at war. And I'm going to say this, and if you don't understand the policies, the police, the policy of the gun. Fuck the policy of anything else. If you don't understand the policy of the gun, they never gave you the rules of the gun. But if you don't understand the policy of the gun, then you fuck.